Hello, welcome to Make It Monday. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving and gratitude, I'm going to show you a few simple ways to make some thank you cards. So in case you want to use some of your time over the holiday to thank someone, I'll show you 3 easy ways to do this at home using some basic supplies. So first off, we have an easy, simple style right here. So a lot of people, of course, put pictures of your family, let's say, for holiday cards. But if you're doing a thank you card, you may want to do like a pretty picture of nature, or here I found a mural that I like in Houston and took a picture of it. So this is just simply a printout from, CVS, Walgreens, wherever you print your photos. Get it printed. You can even do this, like, I think from app and then pick it up. Then I use these foam adhesive circles. They're the little like foam things that give it some height. And really that's all it is. You just put a few of these in the corners and one in the middle and then use it. And what it does is, if you can kind of see here, it gives it some nice dimension so that when someone receives it, it looks like, oh wow, it's popping out at me. It's a little more exciting than just the average card. So one example. Example 2, we are going to use a craft, just blank craft, and I ordered these just simply, you can find them anywhere online or at your craft store. This one, I'm going to use an old typewriter. If you don't have an old typewriter, you could also just print off some neat text and then cut around it, add maybe a border of a different color paper behind the message. But this is so that you can add your own quote that you like. So I just went and Googled some thank you quotes, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to use a typewriter to put the quote on the front of the card. Super simple, but I like that you can pick a quote that may mean something to you or may mean something specific to the person that's receiving it. So this is the front of the card now. I'm going to keep scrolling almost to the bottom. I want to give myself enough room to get a few lines of text in. So I'm going to go there. So I'm going to start typing. This is where the first letter is going to be and go from there. It fit. Sometimes I end up running out of space and I have to start over again. Okay, well, here is our card. I'm going to keep this one simple. If you wanted to, though, you could add designs anywhere on here. I like the look of just kind of like old paper and old cards curated especially for them. For our last card, I'm going to also show you a way to use a blank card. So I'm using a blank pink card that I got in just a set of blank cards. And I'm going to show you how to draw a simple cover on this. You can draw it and use markers to color it in. You could paint it in if you want to go extra and above. But I'll show you how to do a simple ribbon, and then to be able to leave space to write words like thank you. Or if you want to be specific, thank you, bro, thank you, sis, thank you, mom, thank you, dad. You could actually curate it to be special for them, put their name. So let me show you in the close-up how to do this. I have our blank card. Now what I'm going to show you how to do today is similar to, it's really any way that you want to draw a ribbon. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. So here's some ribbon, just scribbles in my journal. I was just practicing how to draw a ribbon, and this is actually for a different setup that I'm doing in my journal. So, but this made me think, oh, you know what? This might be something like this might be pretty on the front of the card. So to do kind of what you think of when you think of just a typical ribbon banner, what you want to do is decide how thick you want your ribbon. So you're going to do one line that's approximately about 1 inch in from either side. So you do one and it's slightly arched. Then you're going to want to make an identical line as close as you can, a little bit under it. So we've got 2 lines there. Then you are going to connect the ends, slightly arching, but only a little bit. Then you're going to take from the bottom left-hand corner and do a little S curve. Same thing on the other side, do it backwards though. Little curve. So at this point we have the solid and then we went in and out, in and out. Then we're going to go about the same distance down that you went from here to here. You want to start from about that far here and you're just going to do one line. Same thing on the other side. One line, a little bit, you want to have a little curve in these so it looks like it's fluid. Then we're going to take the curved part of this line and go straight up from the curve. Straight up from the curve on both sides. So now we have a little bit of a dimension added in. So that's a straight line. And then on the sides, I like to do like a little cut so it looks like it's a ribbon. About halfway. You know, it's okay if this is not perfect because I think it means something to people when you take time and actually draw something. So here's our basic ribbon front. Now I can decide what I want to write here in the middle. I think this one will probably just fit thank you. So I'll go ahead and sketch that in and pencil, and then I'll go over everything in marker. If it helps you, you can draw a light line where you want the bottom of your letters to go and a light line where you want the top of your letters to go, just following the curve of the line. And then that way you kind of you have something to go off of here. So I'm going to do a lowercase, but use the guides that I just made as a way to know how far to go up here. Now I can decide what I want to do here. If you want to paint it, you could use, now on this is kind of a darker pigment of color, so watercolor wouldn't show up very well. But if you did a lighter color card, you could watercolor this. And then once the watercolor is dry, write over the words and the edges in permanent marker. Or on this one, because it kind of has its own color of the card, I'm just going to use permanent markers to decorate this somehow, some way. And then I have another color of Sharpie that I'm just going to add some kind of dimension on here by coloring some of this in. So I'm going to color in the part that is underneath because it's kind of shadowed. And then I'm going to use my Sharpie to just draw some lines here, kind of give it some depth. following along the edge, making little marks. I'm also going to do that on the tips of it. And this Sharpie is actually a bronze metallic Sharpie. And then I'm just going to fill in to add some interest here on the corners, on the edges. Add a little bit in here along the edge. Okay, I think I'm done there, but you could go crazy. You could just keep doing all sorts of lines and colors. You could let your kids help you on this. And so once this Sharpie, I'm gonna kind of let it dry for a second and then go back in with an eraser and erase my lines here on the card. And that's gonna be it. Because what you wanna do is just be careful when you erase that you don't smudge your lines. So that's why I kind of air dry it real quick. Awesome. All right, there's my card. Have fun. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you take some time to express gratitude this season to your friends, to your family, to the essential workers you know in your life that have been helping us out so much this year. Take care.